What's up everybody, my name is Brendan and this is BigBearB Creative. I know it's not Friday, I know it's not Sunday, I know that's the days of the week that you guys are used to videos coming out, but today's Wednesday, so what does that mean? Well, if you saw the thumbnail, you know that what we're doing today, and that's typically not what we do on Friday and Sunday, which Fridays are kind of how-to photography videos, and then Sundays are our photography editing days. So obviously, since it's Wednesday, we're not doing either one of those. We're going to be actually creating a graphic design today that I'm going to be adding to my list of apparel that I talk about at the end of these videos. So we'll talk about that then, but I want to talk about a little bit more about the specific design. Now, I'm really excited about this one. I've been kind of having this idea in my mind for a little bit. I've been gathering influence and stuff on it. So right now I have everything ready. I've sketched it all out in my little journal. It's over on my desk. It's ready. I've created a color palette on one of the apps on my phone. So we're all ready to go. Now this, as you probably saw in the thumbnail of this video, it's kind of more of like an Aztec-y inspired design. There's a lot of Aztec print kind of things. All of these I'm going to create. You're going to see me create these. There's a little fish design. There's some like triangle designs, some more lines or designs that are made to kind of look more like water. There's mountains, trees, a little bit of stars and wind symbols and stuff in the sky. So I'm really excited about this one. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. So we're going to head on over to my computer and get started designing this right now. Alright, so now that we're over to my computer, we're going to get started on this. So as you can already see, I already have a diamond shape laid out that I'm kind of tracing over with a rectangle that I just had to put in manually, just because there wasn't a way I could get the exact shape that I was looking for with that. But then since we have that all in place now, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to head on over and start creating the first bit of the Aztec patterning that I was talking about earlier. And this piece, at first I was going to want it to kind of go across the separating line, but as you'll see later, we ended up changing that just because we felt that another pattern that I felt another pattern that I'm going to create just kind of fit there a little bit better. So this one, what we're doing is kind of, there's a little bit of like a chevron, then a little bit of some squares and diamonds. Basically, we're just using a lot of triangles and squares to kind of create this pattern. And it's going to be repeating, and they're going to flip back and forth, as you can all see here. And you're going to see a lot of these little red squares, rectangles. And basically, I'm just using those as my spacing guides throughout this whole thing. That way I can make sure that things are actually equally spaced apart, so nothing is awkward if you ever look at the design like in more detail or anything like that. So as you can see here, at first I was trying to get it to line up across that middle part, but because the diamond shape that we have in the background, the angles aren't the same for the top third and then the bottom 2/3, the diamonds just didn't quite line up very well. So you'll see that I'm going to end up moving it down a little bit, and in doing so, I'm going to have it be able to line up a lot more smoothly with the angles on the bottom, just to make it look a little bit nicer. So then from there, we're going to go on to start creating this that other pattern that I was talking about that we were going to have down where the other one is, but now it's going to be that separating line. And basically, this is just going to be alternating triangles. We're going to have a solid and then a partially solid. And that's going to be a running theme with a lot of the designs here too, is that you're going to have a lot of things that are solid and then a lot of things that are basically just the outline or give the illusion or imprint of that shape, but just kind of breaks it up a little bit. And I found these patterns on Google. I was just Google searching Aztec patterns. I found ones that I kind of liked and then made my tweaks to them from there. So they're not copying from anyone, but they're influenced by, if that makes sense. So now we're just going to basically just go copy and paste across, and as you can see in a little bit, things don't always line up exactly, but that's fine. You get parts in that do, and then you can just kind of just stretch and fit wherever you need to. Now that's all done, we're going to work on, it was really awkward creating this. It's the fish design that we're going to do, and just drawing the fish shape was very awkward at first. As you saw, it looked really weird, and just trying to make sure I would get everything lined up and look nice. It took a little while. So we're going to bring a lot, and again, another thing with this design is that I want everything to be I want to use a lot of symmetry. You know, there are a lot of things that you are on one side are going to be on the other side. I want to also have repeating patterns or something like that that's going to kind of make the whole design because there's different levels of the design, but I want to make sure that it's all flowing throughout. So I used some of those chevrons from that bottom pattern that we did, and I'm putting them in the fish, just kind of give a little bit more detail to the fish. And then those random 3 lines that you might be asking, what are those? Well, basically I just wanted something to break up the fish, and in a way it kind of acts a little bit like seaweed and stuff like that. And really it's just more of a space break, kind of, because nothing else in this section of the design is vertical. A lot of it is more of a horizontal run, or the lines are just horizontal. So I want to just kind of break it up a little bit there. And now we're gonna, again, start spacing things out. I'm gonna have multiple layers of fish, because you have multiple layers of fish in any water. So I'm just continuing that here, kind of just taking out what doesn't need to be there, shrinking, stretching, whatever I need to do to make sure they fit very well. And then as you saw, I had used that red rectangle just to make sure the gaps were all even. So I have, basically like you saw, I went on the top, there's one, and then under the first fish, one, under the bottom pattern, I guess, one. But then I did a gap of 2 just to kind of draw it down a little bit, just because I felt like there'd be too much there if we kept going 1 gap in between each. Yeah, so now we're just going to work on the water lines. I didn't want to have anything wavy, because really that was the whole purpose of the seaweed that we were talking about earlier, was that break, that nothing else quite like that. So this is very straight, very flat, but again, it's very reminiscent of the rest of this design, that everything is very square or triangle, everything is sharp. So that's what we're doing there, and I just offset a little bit, and then I go through and delete the parts that are sticking outside of the diamond shape, outside of our frame, as you see. But I didn't make you watch it, so you're welcome. You should leave a like just because I didn't make you watch me delete all those lines. But yeah, so now we're working on the above ground portion of this, and basically we're working on some mountains now, and for some reason I ended up naturally choosing the colors of those are just temporary. It's just so I could help see the separation between them, but for some reason my mind automatically chose basically the German flag colors. Not sure why, I guess just because they stood out. But yeah, so as you can see, now we're actually going through and having the ones that be solid that are solid, and then have the outline ones that are outlines. And then, like I said, we're doing a lot of symmetry here, so I'm just flipping those and then having the same mountains on the right hand side as the left. And just going in, touching up the corners, making sure everything's very symmetric, which is, like I said, it's what we're going for in this. I want a lot of symmetry, a lot of uniformity, I guess you could say. Then we're just going to add a little bit of a sun, or it could even be a moon. It's probably, actually, I think it's more of a moon, because as you'll see, we're going to place some stars in the skies in a little bit. So yeah, it's more of a moon. So yeah, now again, we're going to use that chevron type of design that we've been using throughout to help create these trees. I didn't want to have solid trees here because I felt like that'd be a little bit too much, so we're just going to go with more of these stick trees to still give the impression of trees. And we're going to have 3 in the middle. That kind of brings in the whole triangle 3 thing. Like I said, we want a lot of uniformity. The fish also have 3 of the chevrons in them. The seaweed, 3. So yeah, it's just a lot of repetition here, and that's kind of what makes a more uniform and cohesive design. So then I'm going through, and it took a little while to actually get those, because those are cut out. I'm not having anything on top of it, because any white part you see in this design is going to be cut through. So you're going to see the color of the apparel that this is all going on through that. The only thing that's going to be colored is the black, and we're going to do that with a mask at the end. But basically when I was doing this, I was having a lot of issues with, I don't know if it was because it was compound shapes or whatnot that all these trees are, but when I was cutting them out from the mountains, some of the branches of the trees didn't come through, so I had to restack them and everything just to actually get them to come through. But eventually I got it all worked out, obviously, since I'm creating this video for you guys. But yeah, now we're going to go ahead and start working on this sky, just kind of fill in that gap. And you'll see again, I'm going to have a lot of uniformity, a lot of symmetry here, because I'm just going to again take these stars, flip them, and put them on the other side. And then this awkward shape you see me working on now, that's basically just going to be a wind symbol. Again, this is one of the things I looked up about Aztec, Mayan, Ugonna kind of stuff, and symbols that they use, and I found some similar type ones that they would kind of use for wind or something like that. So I'm kind of creating that here. Of course, they're not all going to be even. I'm going to shrink them a little bit, then have the middle part stick out, as you can see. So they're not all the exact same shape. And once again, I'm just going to put them on one side and put them basically on the same side on the other side. And then just go through to do some basic organization, I guess, of all my layers. And now we're gonna work on the actual coloring thing. So like I said, this is a mask, and this is what I was talking about with the color palette I had on the app on my phone. So I already had all the colors that I wanted. So that way I could just plug in the number, and then I could just mess a little bit with the colors if I wanted to tweak them, as you saw. And now this whole thing is done. There it is. I hope you guys really like this design. It's one of my favorites that I've created so far. It's in a completely new, I guess you could say, line of apparel, because the last ones that I've been doing for the most part have all been find your happiness and the outdoor kind of line of clothing. That I've done a couple. There was the Another Year, Another Adventure, I think. Okay, well now the cat and the dogs are both coming in here, so if you hear any weird noises, that's them. Yeah, so I've done the Another Year, Another Adventure shirt. That wasn't in that line, and then I've also done a fun Sasquatch one. So if you guys want to check those out, I'll link at the end of this, I'll link the playlist for all the graphic design videos and all that kind of stuff, so you guys can check that out. But you're here to watch this design, or this video all about creating this design, so where can you get this design for your own? Well, that's going to be on my merch page and on Teespring. Now, if you go to my merch page, it's going to lead you over to Teespring, so if you want to shorten that a little bit, you can go ahead and just go right over to Teespring. But while you're also on my merch page, you're going to see my photo prints that are also available, so you could get those there. Those are also sold on Zazzle. So basically just go to my merch page for all the merch that I sell, but more specifically about where you could get this awesome design that I really love. I hope you guys love it too. Make sure you let me know down in the comment section below too if you really love it, and kind of the colors that I went with, what was your favorite patterning and all that kind of stuff. So like I said, make sure you tell me that down below. You could also go to my social medias and tell me what you thought about it there. You could also, if you purchase one of these, which we'll talk about a little bit later again, but if you purchase one of these, send me a photo or something on any of the social medias that I showed you guys. They're always all linked down in the description as well. But send me that, or tag me in them, send it to me. I would love to see how you guys are enjoying these and all that. So like I said, these designs, or this design, it is available on my merch page and on Teespring. It's going to be available on a t-shirt, a long sleeve, a hoodie, a tote bag, and also a sticker. Now the first four, the t-shirt, long sleeve, hoodie, and tote bag, those are all on eco-conscious apparel, which means that basically the way that they were made is to be, they limit pollution, they're using more organic or recycled material, and you can learn all about this again on my merch page. At the very bottom it tells you kind of what each is made of and kind of stuff like that. And then also, if you purchase, I believe it is the long sleeve, hoodie, or tote bag, a portion of your purchase actually goes back to the manufacturers of the actual shirts and hoodies and all the kind of stuff themselves, and then they actually donate that to an eco-conscious, what's the word, where they don't make money, nonprofit, eco-conscious nonprofit organization. So not only are you buying something for yourself, but you're also donating at the same time. So if that's something you guys really like, it's something I really like, go ahead and buy one of those. Or if it's just too hot, because I know it's starting to turn into summer, we're having a little fluctuation, at least here, where some days it feels like middle of summer, and then some days you're like, okay, it's actually not bad outside, I could live. But yeah, so let's purchase whatever one you guys want. If you are a long sleeve hoodie type person, like I said, those also, there's that donation, same with the tote bags. Now the stickers are not eco-conscious. I wish they were, but I just haven't found a way to do that yet. So if you guys know any places that do eco-conscious stickers or anything like that, let me know, and I would love to sell through them. Like I said, tell me down in the comment section, or if you go to my social medias and tell me there, I would love to learn about that. So yeah, make sure you check this design out on my merch page or Teespring. Also, if you're looking for some landscape, nature photography for your home or office or anything like that, it's also available on my merch page and on Zazzle, so go ahead and check those out. And thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed this design. Let me know again down in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have a great day. Be safe during this time, and go be creative.